Hi, my name is Anagha, and I'm a backend engineer at Suki, a Bay Area startup that's building an AI assistant for doctors. I primarily work in Go. Last year, I moved from using REST to gRPC. If you're also looking to make the switch, this talk will help you get started. Today, I'm going to introduce you to gRPC, describe its benefits, and show a high-level use case. We will look at an example with a Go microservice and a Python microservice communicating over gRPC. At the end of the talk, you'll have enough context to get started. So what is gRPC? gRPC is a modern open-source remote procedure call framework that can run anywhere. It enables client and server applications to communicate transparently and makes it easier to build connected systems. It provides a simple service definition, so you can define your service using the recommended protocol buffers, which is a powerful binary serialization toolset. And this allows you to work across various languages and patterns. Here are some of the benefits of gRPC over REST. So in conclusion, I feel gRPC is something you should try because it's more secure. And if you're using the recommended protobufs, the contract is already defined, and you don't have to worry about versioning. And APIs created with gRPC give us incredible performance improvement compared to REST APIs because it runs over HTTP too. But does gRPC support my language of choice? I'm sure you'll find your favorite language here. Now I'm going to go over the framework at a high level. So you have your Go service where you define your server, and you could have a Python client, which you want to eventually use for a web app with a UI, and your Android, Java, or Swift client for your mobile app. And you send your requests and responses over this. So how do we define these requests and responses? With protobufs. What are protobufs? So they are Google's language-neutral, platform-neutral, extensible mechanism. This helps you with serializing structured data. You can define how you want your data to be structured and make changes without worrying about versioning. So what do protobufs look like in practice? For example, if you want to define a person with name, email, and maybe some other details, and you have your protocol buffer compiler, your Python server, and your Swift client app, you could run your protofiles through the protoc compiler, and that would give you your Python protobuf files and your Swift protobuf files. We'll just run through a quick example. So with this, we want to count the number of GopherCon attendees based on different demographics. We collect the attendee data in a Go microservice, including whether or not they've been using Go. We count the attendees in a counter microservice, and the microservices will communicate via gRPC. So this is a definition of the attendee service. This is our attendee.proto protobuf file. We won't go through the details. We'll just look at an overview. So this is where our service is defined, get attendee details. We have our request here in the protobuf. And this is our response. On running protoc over this protobuf file, these are the files generated for Go and for Python. Over here, in the third last line, that file contains the client and server classes, which we're going to use eventually. Here is a definition of the counter service. A service, request, and the response. Now we have our attendee service server file. So this is part of our Go microservice. And this is where we're doing the DB call. This would be our counter service. This is in our Python microservice. We're using this to get the details. So as part of the request, we're sending the details that we want to find out how many of the attendees have already been using Go. And we use this command line interface for getting our results. We could use a CLI or some tests or a front-end UI. Now you're ready to try gRPC. So it's like an introduction. Thank you.